everybody. So this is the end of a very long day. I've had to film these videos. I couldn't get the volume to work and I've been sick, and so I'm sorry that I haven't been posting as many videos as I would like. I've had some technical issues and some health issues, so I apologize, but hopefully you enjoyed the videos that I will be posting today. But I wanted to tell you a little bit about a movie I saw yesterday that really has had a strong impact on me, and it's such a small film that I really want people to go and hunt it down and see it. It's the movie called Song of the Sea, and it was nominated for an Academy Award, and I think a lot of us wondered, like, what is this movie? Nobody's heard of it. Why is it getting an Academy Award, especially when Lego Movie wasn't? I still think that the Lego Movie should have been nominated over the Box Trolls, even though I liked the Box Trolls a lot. It was in my top 10 movies, but I actually think the Lego Movie is better than How to Train Your Dragon too. I mean, I think both are great, but I guess I felt like the Lego Movie was something new visually, whereas How to Train Your Dragon wasn't as new. But they're all really great. But anyway, Song of the Sea is something that is an experience at the movies that I won't soon forget. It's the reason why I go to movies. It was an amazing experience. I went and saw it, and I literally sat in the theater and just like cried for about 10 minutes after it was over, because I was so emotionally moved by it. And a lot of movies, I resent the fact that they're making me cry, like a Nicholas Sparks movie or something, but this, it was so genuine, and I just loved it so much. And so it's gorgeous. It's a hand-drawn animation. It's from the team that Tom Moore, from the team that brought you The Secret of the Kells, and that's a really good movie, but this is even better, if you can believe it. And it's about a little boy, and his mother passes away having his sister, and his sister's name is Circe. The boy's name is Ben, and so he kind of resents his sister, and she doesn't learn how to talk. She's 6 years old and she still doesn't talk, and it's really frustrating for him. And of course he resents her because of his mother and everything, but he has this book of stories from his mother that he carries around and he reads. If you've ever seen the movie The Secret of the Roan Inish, that is how similar lore that they talk about in that movie, and that's also a really good movie. You should check that out. But there's this thing in Celtic lore called the Selkie, and the Selkie is a creature that can live under the water as a seal, but lives as a human being on land. And so we start to learn as the movie goes. We think that Circe is a Selkie, and we discover that in bits as the movie goes along, and it turns out that they end up going on kind of a journey where they get lost through various things that happen, and Circe and Ben have to make their way back to the home before Circe dies, because she's getting weaker and weaker without the ability to be a Selkie. And I don't know, it's kind of complicated, but you get the idea. And so they face lots of scary things. They face this owl witch that's really scary. There's some fairies. It's definitely a movie that is. There were two little girls. There were two little girls that were in front of me, and they had a harder time, I think. That's the only downside to the movie, is like they were asked, oh, what's going to happen? Is everything going to be okay? And they were kind of concerned and scared at certain points. And because there's definitely some jump scares, there's a lot of tension that keeps mounting and mounting and mounting. And I think the kids could feel that. And like I said, it is very sad. So it's not the kind of movie that you put on for a birthday party. It's not the kind of movie that is, it's the kind of movie that you watch on Sunday and you can talk about the things that you learned on a little bit, when there's a little more time for instruction and discussion, then that's the kind of movie you watch with the kids. That's what I feel like, at least. But it's not one that you put in. You put in Penguins of Madagascar or Aladdin or something like that when you just want to entertain and make the kids laugh, which is great. I think that's great. But this is a different experience for them. So anyway, they go through all these obstacles, and they, form a bond. They get to know each other better. And it's so beautiful all the way throughout. It's this watercolor. It has this feeling, everything has this feeling of a wave. It's kind of swirling and twirling, and because of the selkie. And there's a moment at the end where Ben has to say goodbye to his mother.
This is an ancient shell that my mother gave me a long time ago. Hold it to your ear and listen carefully. You will hear the song of the sea.
Mom? I'm so sorry.
Say hello to Saoirse.
And it really moved me. Even now, just thinking about it, it makes me cry a little bit. It was just such a sweet moment, and it made me think about my cousin at her funeral and her little boy. Her little boy got up and said how much he loved his mother and how she had always taken care of him. And I just felt that same kind of feeling when Ben has to say goodbye to his mother. And it really, obviously, like, I'm crying, it's a day later, it just really hit me. And I can't remember the last time, I'm not a big crier in the movies, I really am not. But I can't remember the last time a scene really hit me so hard. And it just was so beautiful. Everything, the animation is gorgeous, the music is so great. By Kia is the name of the singer. And it's beautiful, it's music, and it is very, like, somber. There's a lot of this, it's definitely, like, taking on themes of grieving and loss, and so it's not, like I said, it's not a fun, happy-go-lucky movie. I think that 2014 had some really strong movies for dealing with grief and loss for kids, which just sounds strange, but, for me, Big Hero 6 was just such a lovely movie about how Hero is missing his brother, and how this Baymax character is sort of symbolic of the love of his brother. And I kind of felt a similar tone and similar message in Song of the Sea, but it's not as funny, it's not as light as Big Hero 6, and it's just gorgeous. I thought that The Tale of Princess Kaguya was the best animated film of 2014 as far as just the drawings, and I honestly think The Song of the Sea is even better. So I just loved it. It really hit me. It really was an emotional experience for me, clearly. I don't normally cry like this, and so I really would just implore you, please hunt it down, find it, go see it, and I know that you'll be glad you did. It's worth supporting these small companies, these small movie makers, because they really are producing beautiful things. And if you go to my blog, I have a longer review of the movie, and I have a whole bunch of other smaller films of 2014 animated that I have seen, and you definitely want to check that out. My goal is to see all 20 of the films that were submitted to the Academy for consideration for the Academy. Now I'm up to 16, I only have 4 more. So that will be really, really fun once I have that all done. But please, 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 please hunt it down, go see it. You won't regret it, and you'll be helping out a really wonderful company that has made a beautiful film. So